What is going on, everybody? Jumbo Thick here. We are back with more Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, our 4th edition campaign, the Expedition of the Damned. I am your GM, your DM for the night, Jumbo Thick. We're joined by the full cast and crew of the expedition. We're all here, and we are all definitely excited to get on with the game here. So, let's do brief introductions. Brief. Start with Dan.
Hey everyone, it's Dan Decker playing Nog Throat Ripper, 10.5-foot ogre, man-eater he is. Got himself a small army now. But small number, large army. And Rory, of course, always present on my shoulder. We're gonna get into it, y'all.
Indeed we are. Let's slide on down to Pierce Galactic.
Did not expect that transition from my screen here. Sorry. What's going on, everybody? It is I, Pierce Galactic. I'm playing everybody's favorite handgunner, Wolf Kistler. Fantastic, noble, better than a knight man from the great state of Oslan. Many adventures, found many changes, so many opportunities for personal growth.
Yes.
Well, just recently, I had a new food, human blood, and it just opened my mind to the possibilities of deceit and violence I can do now. So I'll leave it at that. It's just I can't wait to see what the next episode. I hope I get wings.
Well, yeah, we'll see how this goes, I guess. Let's slide on over to Nate.
Hey everyone, Nick here, playing Lucien Levesque, a human duelist, wielding mainly rapier, swordbreaker, and pistol.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And Jumbo Smooth.
Hello everyone, I am Jumbo Smooth. I play a pyromancer lord named Luther Steinhauer. Very powerful practitioner of the arcane and leader of the expedition currently. But yes, he's a young man. I believe probably about 20 about this point. It kind of determines how many years we've been on this trip. Prodigy. Very attractive as well.
Prodigy, very attractive. Keep going.
I mean, he's great. There's nothing bad about him. He might have a dark passenger, but other than that, he's a good guy.
He's a great guy.
Wait, what was that last part? I heard. Wait, could you just repeat that?
Wow, I just dark passenger. Who knows?
Last but not least,
moving on.
The Doob 209.
Yes, I play Henry Berthold, the 19-year-old company commander and known vampire slayer.
Vampire slayer. Okay. Sure. Let's go with that. Well,
I did kill the one.
We did kill the one we came across. It's true. Yeah.
The man whose name
I have a beef with that. I'm sure
that was our Strigoi.
Isaac.
Yes, indeed.
I also killed Bragadine. That's his name.
Oh, technically, yes. He was the one who chopped off Bragadine's head. Yeah.
Indeed. So unimportant, I forgot his name.
He didn't quite stay dead, though.
I don't know what's happening here, but it's like, I don't like the way this episode is starting here.
Well, as we left off, the crew of the expedition has found themselves once again on the road. After meeting, they decided to move forward. You were somewhat, I wouldn't say really stopped, more or less a bit of a speed bump in the road, as there was a large storm with, a Godzilla-sized creature inside of it that you easily took care of. No problem. It was the shot heard around the world. The sorcerer, who I had to actually tell you the name because it never came up because he died so quick, was felled, leading to the Dragon Ogre Shoggoth that was supposed to hamper the expedition on its way to Bagar, was freed, along with its smaller kin that you rained artillery death upon, and dispersed the small horde that was supposed to hamper you on your way north. So that happened. But after the very quick, succinct destruction of my dragon ogres and their beloved Shoggoth Lord, you made camp after fleeing, and one of your number was contacted. Sir Wolfram, in fact. He was contacted by his dark patron, giving him some very specific instructions moving forward. Unfortunately, two, let's just call them lookouts, were investigating some loud noises on the periphery of the encampment, finding Captain Wolfram. After relaying to him that they would need to report that there was a disturbance, Wolfram then led them out into the desert. Following
I believe there was an opportunity for them to forget everything.
Sure, of course.
And it was not taken.
It was not exactly.
Let's just leave it in the. Thank you.
So Wolfram led them out into the desert, and following the trail of something, perhaps Bragadine Bonneau, we're not sure. And they were executed, one might say. One of them was not so clean of an execution. And Wolfram, shortly after that, after killing the two lookouts, went back after drinking some foul blood and engorging himself and gaining some new abilities in the process. Making his way back into camp, Lucien spotted Sir Wolfram with a critical on his perception. He did, in fact, see that there was a bit of blood on Wolfram's lapel. Just that wasn't quite scrubbed clean before he was on his way back. I believe Lucien was ducking in to talk to Luther at that point, when we, as the viewers, saw a gentleman of some kind, or woman, standing outside the tent looking like they were listening in. And that is what we're going to pick up. So currently we have Lucien, Luther, meeting.
Okay, this is we already discussed the Aldebrand encounter. Lucien and I.
Yes, we did. You did discuss that. Mm-hmm.
And now he's bringing me information about Wolfram.
Yes. So you guys had kind of talked a little bit about it. Just making sure if there's anything else needs to be discussed.
And then he did the killings, the murdering.
Yes, the murdering. It happened.
And then and now he's come back again to talk to me.
So it's up to you what you guys want to do. It could be the next morning. It doesn't have to be like the same night. Like we can have fast forwarded through a bunch of stuff.
Sure. Okay. It's up to Lucien for what he wants to tell me.
Whatever you guys want to do.
No, my tent, quote unquote, is.
You have an actual tent, but then there is, of course,
inside it. There's a
small fire that into the smoke door that lets you into your ashen chambers.
Okay, so I'm outside my ashen chambers currently. Perhaps Berta is here, and Philo, my two
Frosty
apprentices.
Philo. Yes. Slightly hungover, Philo.
Yes. Degenerate gambler. Lucien, great to see you this morning. Philo, please. We have guests.
Yes, sir. Can I get you anything, Master Lucien? Nothing?
Perhaps a small glass of wine.
Wine? Of course. And then Berta comes walking up with a glass and a bottle. Pours it, hands it to you, Lucien. Just kind of staring at Thilo the entire time. He locks eyes with
Thank
her.
you, Berta. Thank you.
Of course, sir. One can never have enough good help.
It's very true. Philo, you have fires to tend to.
Yes, sir. So he lowers his head and moves to the coal pile.
What brings you here this morning as I sip a cup of hot tea? My wife just mocked me.
How confident are you that these chambers are secure from any prying eyes and ears?
I'm pretty secure here in the Ashen Chamber. Let us, we'll head into the Ashen Chamber, and pretty secure. Perhaps someone of the arcane persuasion would be able to do something, but as far as I know, relatively secure against the common man. And plus, I have Ignis who's guarding the outside door.
Of course, I defer to your leadership, but I feel that the matters of Aldebrand and Wolfram they are too great to ignore any longer. I feel the expedition cannot much longer endure with so many threats from within. I don't know exactly what we should do, but in my opinion, having such a powerful member of the College of Pyromancy, Aldebrand in particular, I feel that he could sabotage the entire operation. I don't know how to proceed, but
I've been thinking on this. Weiss is convinced we have a traitor in our midst, particularly a pyromancer. Even with Reyna's death, he's still adamant that there was one left. He assumed it was me. So Aldebrand is the other suspect, even though he has been at the college for years. As far as I know, he's only served at the college. I don't know too much about the man individually, where he has gone, what he has done, just that he's very well respected.
Do you feel that he could have been subverted during the course of the expedition?
Perhaps. I would not think that a Knight Master of the Panthers could fall to chaos so easily either, but we have seen that happen here as well in these strange lands. So, it is possible. Chaos is insidious and sometimes patient as well. So who knows how long he has possibly been in league with someone. The Blue Fames you had mentioned earlier are very suspicious of Zinchian magic. I could
Certainly seen enough of that.
We know that we need to go to this temple of Khazar, I believe, the faceless god of the desert wind. And there's a temple in Bagar that we need to open. Perhaps I can come up with some sort of prerequisite that we would need to unlock this. Of course, this will be a ploy that I can deliver, say we need to go here, perhaps he would draw out our enemies. And if so, we could confirm that perhaps Aldebrand, or at least someone in our inner circle, is an enemy. Not the best at subterfuge. Many of my ilk are not. We are bombastic and direct, generally. But my family teach you at a young age that being subtle sometimes has its merits. So perhaps we can try this. I would hate to lie to the rest of our party when it comes to Aldebrand. But I can't think of a better way to try to bring out evidence that he might be in league with someone. Unless we caught him red-handed. If I could see him red-handed with it, perhaps I could. Just seeing him communicate with someone in a fire with blue flame isn't damning in and of itself. Of course, he would deny it.
Perhaps you could bring him into your confidence, so to speak, and relate to him only about plans to...
Yes, that is wise. Perhaps I should. I will endeavor to do so. I will do so after we end our discussion here, if I can locate him. As you've noticed throughout the expedition, he seems to be gone in opportune times. I thought it maybe just he was older, did not want to beleaguer himself with the trivialities of our expedition, but maybe it's something more insidious. You said you had something to mention about Wolf.
Nothing more than I hardly related, just to underscore how serious I feel this threat is from within. I still do not know what to do. One thing at a time, I suppose.
Yes. Right now, at least, it appears that Wolfram isn't as unsettling as some of my visions and observations of him and his unique qualities. I am not sure how much of a threat he is directly to our expedition currently. At least as much as Oliver. But yes, I will try to keep an eye on him as well. If there's anything I can see. I worry if we bring it to Henry and Nog that they might do something rash. So perhaps it's best to keep it between ourselves.
For the time being, I agree.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's make a day of it as I finish my tea. And, I reach my hand out. Make sure someone brings my staff.
Right here, sir. Right here. Berta comes up with the
Thank
with
you,
the
Berta.
staff.
You are doing great lately.
Thank you, sir.
We'll make a magister of you, yes.
Indeed, sir.
I know at this rate you're going to be Berta's apprentice.
Philo's just shifting coals still. He looks over, glares.
I'll just retire to the rest of the company.
Okay, I'm going to head out. I'm probably going to go try to find, just to nip this in the bud, I'm going to try to find Aldebrand. I'm going to go to his tent.
You go to Aldebrand's tent?
Yep.
As you move to Aldebrand's tent, as you're like reaching for like the flap, it opens and he is stepping out. Oh! My lord, I did not see you there, my boy.
Lord Aldebrand, it is
Indeed.
I wanted to see you this morning. I had some.
Of course, of course.
To be frank, Lord Alderbrand, I had some. I'm seeking advice.
Well,
A
you
story.
better step in then. See, motions for you to walk into the tent.
I will walk in.
Walk inside the tent. Closes it behind you. He whispers something. McNeil, make sure no one disturbs us. As his rather large construct steps in front of the door and just kind of stares outwards.
Lord Alderbrand, I discovered something. In the library.
What is it, my boy? What have you found?
I have found perhaps some relevant information for our journey. Not 100% sure. I want to seek your advice. There is rumor some of these scrolls left by sorry, I'm looking up the name.
Magister Krieger?
Magister Krieger, thank you. Magister Krieger, that the temple at Bagar. To appease the faceless gods, some of these pagans, these ancient men, needed some sort of amulet that would give them access to the temple proper. Krieger has mentioned it a couple of times in passing in some of his notes. I am worried that if we do not seek out this amulet, that once we get there, we will not be able to access the temple. Not sure exactly what we need to find once we're there, but he definitely keeps on mentioning Bagar and their god Khazar, their god of wind. There is another city I have noticed on the map. As I point to some city, if I see some city relatively close to it.
A city, a ruin relatively close to it would be Kasaber.
Kasaber. There is mention of perhaps some key here.
I see.
I am worried, Alderbrand, that some in our party might not be who they think they are, or who they say.
He's looking you over at this point. And, what book did you say you got this from? Go ahead and, we're gonna go ahead and make a test at this point.
Oh boy, here it goes.
Let's, I'll let you can, well, probably Charm is probably the only one that is going to correlate to this.
Okay. I'm not terrible at it.
Yeah, I think that's the only one that's going to make sense.
I'm going to ask you a very important question.
No, he does not find you attractive.
Are you sure, bro? Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay. I need to ask. I had to ask. You know, it makes a difference. All right, charm roll. 100. That's what we roll.
He's going to make a insight roll.
That's a fail. It's a critical fail.
Oh no!
I'm gonna re-roll it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna spend to re-roll?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Jesus Christ.
It's better than the other roll.
It's better than the other roll, but not great.
Are you gonna settle for that? The 82?
Roll it.
I'm gonna roll one more time.
Okay.
One more time. So I'll have to settle for that. It's a fail. It's 3 degrees of failure.
Okay.
Now, I will say, when I say
Mhm.
this, I was going to mention this,
Okay,
and it's
what are
not
you gonna mention?
necessarily a lie. So I don't know. You do with this what you will.
Yeah. Of course.
Uh, I am going to say, because I did, I am saying I do believe there is, underhanded, things going on
Mhm.
in our party. I've had suspicions. Well, I suspicions that one of the men of the bold bastards perhaps been giving information to the enemy.
I could see this, of course, by your choice of reading material and research, man of your station. Everything you have at your disposal. You've become quite the detective, Magister Luther.
Well, I only wish us to succeed in our mission, Aldebrand, just as you.
Of
Um,
course, of course.
the college expects great things.
Yes, they do indeed. Um,
I have
in
thought,
that
honestly,
case, yes, as you were saying, Magister.
who's the leader of our particular college,
Let's see here.
or who sent me on the
The
mission?
Supreme Patriarch.
I know, but do you remember his name? I don't know if I wrote down his name.
I would have to look it up.
It's not a
It's the
huge deal.
actual guy.
I can just say Supreme Patriarch.
Yeah,
But
just say Patriarch.
okay,
I don't have it memorized.
yeah, I don't
It's
either.
written down in the backlog somewhere.
Oh wait, Friedrich von
There we go.
Karnas. Yeah,
Yes.
Friedrich von Karnas. Yeah.
Who is the actual
Okay.
patriarch?
Supreme Patriarch Friedrich von Karnas. I was hoping perhaps my skill in the arcane does not allow me to communicate with him at such distance. Perhaps we can get in contact with him and perhaps.
Oh, we could contact him right now.
Oh, really?
Of course.
Oh. Will you show me?
Indeed, of course. He moves over to his fire, has one of his apprentices bring over some coal, shuffles it in,
Okay.
and he begins to perform a ritual.
Okay. Do I notice the ritual? Do I recognize it?
You do not recognize it. It is definitely some kind of...
Got a lot of talents.
It's
Talented
you,
man.
you have a lot of talents.
I have
You
one.
do- Yes, go ahead.
I have one talent that I can make a +20 intuition test whenever you encounter
Okay.
a spellcaster.
All right.
And basically, it says I can sense if the target is. I can sense it if the target is magic, which I guess obviously I know he's magic.
Yeah.
I just want to know if I can understand feel the winds that maybe you're pulling in, or understand what kind of magic he's using.
Yeah, go ahead and make the test then.
Okay.
He will make a casting check.
That would be. I'm gonna go check my intuition.
So, I just want to put this out there, Luther.
Mm-hmm.
He has 8 degrees of success on his cast.
Impressive. I have 4 degrees of success on my intuition check.
On your intuition check.
Mm-hmm.
From what it appears, Luther, this is very advanced spellcraft of some kind, and it looks like he is weaving the wind of Akshi in such a way that it is connecting with something else, but it's hard to place.
Mm.
Almost as if perhaps it is being done in such a way to confound your magical senses, Luther, and it's hard to tell what exactly he is doing. But after a few moments, a burning blue head begins to rise up out of the fire, kind of encrusted in like billowing smoke around it. And you would recognize the visage of the Supreme Patriarch. Have you found the door?
Not yet, Supreme Patriarch.
Alderbrand. I'm here, sir, I'm here. Who is this? He looks towards you, Luther. This is Magister Steinhauer. He is somewhat leading the expedition currently, as you know, as my past reports. Enough. I need results quickly. You, what do you have to say for yourself?
We are narrowing down, closing in on the relic itself. Fortunately, I believe we are mired by betrayal.
Betrayal.
I have come to seek advice from my elder.
Where's Weiss?
He has gone rogue.
He is the betrayer, then. Should you need anything, Alderbrand will be at your service. I trust him in all ways. He is my voice when I am not there.
Of course. Is there anything specific that I know about Carnus?
You have probably seen him. I doubt you've spoken with him, especially in the lowly station that you had before leaving.
I know I wouldn't have spoken to him or anything. Just kind of like information I might know about him. Like, is he a bright wizard or is he a?
Yes, he is a bright wizard. He is a bright wizard, and apparently he did in fact kill the previous Supreme Patriarch in a duel.
Yeah, often they do.
It's kind of how these are settled. Usually they don't settle it to death, though.
That's true.
Your guy was not having it, I guess.
Yeah. Is he from a certain? I don't know what I could ask him or say to him. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a reaction. As he is about to leave or whatever, I'll say, Mr. Strainer was very clear on what I must do, Supreme Patriarch. You can trust me in this.
His eyes soften a little bit at the mention of Reyna. I heard of her passing. Her flames will burn ever brighter. You have much to live up to.
I bow my head.
If that isn't all, the next I hear from you, I wish to hear of your achievement. And the head slowly begins to dissipate and disperse and become just smoke. Well, that was something.
It was. You'll have to show me how to use that magic in the future.
This is a paltry thing. Of course, perhaps after we've completed our task, I will show you all of the ins and outs.
Of course, I still have much to learn, as you can see.
You will get there, my friend. You will get there. He claps you on the shoulder. His kind of like fat, chubby arms just kind of like drooping on your back a little bit.
I do plan on taking my small party to when we get close to the city of, I forget the city you mentioned that's close to
Kasaber.
Kasaber.
I say close. It's probably like weeks away from each other, but
Okay.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of a way, like, I don't know. We plan on shifting the expedition slightly. We can get to Kasaber.
Well, if you need any expertise, I'd be more than willing to step forward with you.
I appreciate it, Magister Aldebrand. Of course, I will. I would love to have you at my side.
As I would you, friend. He gives you a smile, Luther. It's a little unsettling.
He's an unsettling man.
Are you sure he doesn't find him attractive?
Yeah, does he not find me
I mean, I'm kind of getting
attractive,
that vibe here.
But yeah.
There's a little glimmer in his eyes. He looks at you, Luther.
Well, I must be going. There's much to do. Thank you for your counsel in this, Magister.
You go to leave the tent, and you notice that Igneel, his construct, is standing there, barring the path.
I walk forward and try to see if he'll move.
Oh, no. Pardon me.
Of course. Simple creatures, really.
Indeed. Without saying anything, Igneel steps to the side.
I continue at the flap.
You leave.
Leave. Off to continue our day. At this point, I will probably head to the main tent and inform everyone that we'll be making a slight detour.
Making a slight detour. As you meet with everybody. I guess you call a meeting of the minds for the expedition, I guess? Everybody kind of comes together? Okay. Mm-hmm. So, all of you are called forward. Nizaro is there as well. All right, are we going to break camp and be on our way? As he looks towards you, Luther.
Sorry. Yes. I believe we should move at all haste to offset some of the delay we might have because of this new goal we have.
All right, so what are we meeting for?
I have found information that we need to acquire some sort of key to get into Bagar, some amulet, some item that is required for access to the temple proper in Bagar.
That makes sense.
We are to go here. I point out the city.
Another ancient ruin, yes.
One of many, I see, appears, but unfortunately, that is what we must do.
All right.
Anything interesting happened during the evening? Perhaps strange reports?
I have nothing has come to mind. No.
All right. Well, it is good that we are.
Is there something going on? As he looks towards you and the rest of you.
No.
Is anything I need to know about?
Once you have Skaven abduct our men in the night, you never can be too careful.
I have in fact been, for a little while now, I've been having head counts made in the morning.
Fantastic.
And you will be happy to know that everything came back fine.
That was great. Well, let us Let's make our way.
Okay, this was a strange meeting, Luther, but fine. All right, we will take this new heading. And he begins to move out to inform the rest of the men about what's going on. Unless you guys want to have any conversation, we can get into the travel. It's up to you. I know Henry loves
why are you
having a
changing
good
the
talk.
plans, Luther? Is there something you're hiding from us? Is there something that you've been holding out on us? Why are you changing?
I
Why is it sudden change of route? So
discovered a new requirement for our entry into Pagara. Master Krieger has an extensive library that I've been perusing. He keeps on mentioning this item for Kazar. A faceless god of the wind. Did I mention he's a faceless god? But yes.
You mentioned that, sir.
Thank you, Berta. But yes, unfortunately, this is something we must do. I know it is troublesome, but
we must do. Is it not just for you though? Is this not your own personal power that you hunger for, an effort to gain it? I mean, we all know. We watch you.
You watch your tongue, sir. You will not speak to my master in such a
I'll
way.
chat with you later.
Berta, please. As you know, our expedition goes to retrieve this item. So, it is your mission as well, Wolfram. So,
of course.
So, my personal quest is a quest for the Empire itself. Let's start questioning the Supreme Patriarch and be on our way.
Words any despot would use.
What was that? Any despot would use?
Yeah.
Well, for me, if you have concerns about leadership, my door is always open.
What's a despot, Mr. Luthor?
Him.
Oh, righteous man he is then, eh?
I think he's calling him a name, Master.
Yeah, you go visit and we can chat.
He calling Mr. Luthor a name, he is?
That he is, sir. That he is.
That doesn't sound too amicable. That's
I
a
wouldn't.
word I do
He's
know.
not quite.
See,
nice,
I believe
sir.
you
It's
call
not
it a
quite nice at
title,
all.
not a name.
Wolfram is entitled to his opinion. That's all I was gonna say.
Everybody breaks, begins to leave.
Of course, as any time around Wolfram, I'd like to make a perception check.
Again.
Always. I'm always gonna check him over. You never know what kind of shit.
Make your perception check, Luther.
Fuck yeah, bro. Fuck yeah.
Wolfram,
No,
you can make a stealth check, Wolfram.
98.
Let's see what he got.
5 levels of failure. 4 levels of failure.
Unless Wolfram just completely fucks this up, he's got to be fine.
Unless he crit fails or something.
He'd have to be like a crit fail.
I'm not great, but I'm pretty great.
You would have to have like a crit fail for this to work.
I failed it by 2 levels of failure.
But it's less than yours. Yeah, I was about to say, even
Less
the
than
same
mine.
roll, it's gonna be he's
No,
still,
wait,
he's
actually,
still good.
what did you get? That's 3 levels of failure. What did you get?
He got 5 levels of failure.
Okay,
4 levels of failure.
Yeah,
you still win. Yeah.
You're better at it than him. On the same roll, you're good.
It's stealthier every day.
Unfortunately, Luther, he seems to be put together.
I get it.
As everyone breaks, Nog, as you exit the tent, you get a tap on your shoulder. You kind of tilt your head to the side at Rory. Sir, did you notice that old Mr. Wolfram's looking a mite paler, sir? Perhaps he needs something to eat.
Oh, you got any ideas what he might be?
It appears that Rory is a very perceptive little halfling, and he made some decent rolls here.
I don't know.
Not just
that could cost him.
He's looking. He's been getting slow. Perhaps it's the journey, but he's been getting more and more sickly. It looks like.
You think I ought to keep an eye on him? You think we ought to take him a bowl of soup or?
Boy, I don't. I know that. I know that our cooking agrees with you, sir, and the rest of the lads. But for the more less robust members of our. It wasn't too big anyway. I don't think the food would quite agree with him, sir.
Oh. Well, maybe we keep an eye on him. You know, I'll take it to Mr. Luthor.
Indeed,
Point
sir.
that out
Indeed.
to him, I would.
I think that's the best course of action we can do here, sir. Perhaps Mr. Lucian would have some ideas. Or even Master Henry.
Well,
Henry does enjoy jabbing Mr. Wolfram.
It's true. He does. He does. You know. He is the leader. He is.
He is a knight
Mr.
captain,
Henry.
sir.
It's true.
He is.
It's
He's
true.
the leader. Not as good as you, sir.
You know, if you get a chance, you run up to old Henry, you tap him on the shoulder, you let him know we want to talk to him.
Yeah, yes, sir. Right away, sir. Right away. He kind of like scampers down your back, Nog, expertly. Gets down. He kind of his little halfling feet. He's shuffling away. He goes to find Henry. Henry, sir. Little halfling kind of taps you in the back of your knee.
What can I do for you?
Sir, Mr. Nog said that I was to relay a message to you that he thinks that Mr. Wolfram is not looking well. You see, what happened was I noticed that Mr. Wolfram has been looking mighty sickly as the journey's continued, and he said we should keep an eye on him. He's been awful agitated lately, and I was told, you know, being as you are a commander of sorts, that you might know what to do. And Master Nog, I don't want to speak for him, sir, but he will back any decisions you make.
Well, as you know, Wolfram has never been one to have the strongest of vigor. I
That is
assume
true,
he
sir,
picked
that's
up
true.
something, probably from one of the houses he likes to attend.
Yes,
he left the city.
Yes, he may have the. Yes, indeed.
I am no apothecary, but perhaps you could fetch the best one we have in our group.
You could talk to that priest, sir. He seems to know an awful lot about healing. Perhaps he could take a look at him.
All right, very well. Because you worry so much about Wolfram, I will take a look for you.
I just want to make sure all our friends are in good shape, sir.
I will look to my squire, whose name I'm forgetting now. Something French.
Little thing.
Renaud.
Branch.
Jacques.
Jacques.
Yeah, Jacques.
Wrote it down.
Jacques.
Jacques, make sure the men attend to their training. I must go speak with the priest.
Jacques de Mauvier. Of course, sir, of course. What exactly should I be relaying? Do you wish for companionship, or are you going to be yourself? But yes. My French accent is slipping.
I will take our friend here as I look down to Rory. Just make sure they continue their sparring.
Of course, sir. Of course.
I guess we'll make our way to the Sigmarite priest.
All right. You are heading. So we're doing this all right now. This is happening.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Man, are we sure this is happening now?
Well, I don't know. What do you want to interject, Wolfram?
So Is Henry already on his way to see the priest?
Yes.
Kind of, yeah, he's on his way right now, Wolfram.
Do I? So I happen to be between him and the priest.
You can be.
I'd like to be. You know what?
Okay.
After my outburst at the, just got a bad vibe feeling from Luther, and just that little runt. I don't like the way he looks at me. I'm just feeling suspicious. So, you know what? I want to do some creative groundwork, and I'd like to go and see the priest myself.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll say that while this has been happening, you kind of get an inkling of what might be going on, and
Hmm.
you rush towards the war priest, Captain Emmerich Freak.
Is there a title besides captain you would prefer, or should
Just Captain is fine.
okay? Oh, Captain, I'm so glad I found you. I fear that my soul is in turmoil. Just like you, I'm a good man of the Empire, but I've been given to just rash violence and outbursts against my superiors, and I fear that I'm painting this image of myself as of not a loyal man of the Emperor. That slander has been said about me, and that well, I came to you. I seek solace and I seek guidance in this matter.
Go ahead and give me a charm roll, Wolfram. I will give you a plus 20 to this roll.
My gosh, I guess who's been putting points
This
in
is
trouble
bullshit.
since
No one's spoken ill of Wolverine, you know?
Let's see.
I have
It's
damn
all in
good
his
hearing,
head.
bro. I can hear you. I can hear you.
He's making his case to a
It's my
Captain
favorite
Freak
part of the
here.
entire campaign. Hold on. Got one reroll too.
He's
So
gonna
he says a
make
plus 30?
Yeah, a plus 20.
Plus 20? Okay. I got a really good chance of getting this.
He will make
I got it. Guess what? I needed a 65 and I got a 55. That is a crit success there.
critical success.
That is a bracketing special, is what we call that.
He'll make he makes an intuition test, and of course, my son, we all strive for perfection. As he kind of steps away from one of the lesser acolytes that help him manage the penal legionnaires. Perhaps we can have a more in-depth conversation later, but I believe
After
that
we get back from the next leg.
exactly.
weeks.
That sounds fantastic. I will. For now, you are doing the right thing, coming forward and speaking on this. It takes a brave soul to do such, my friend.
Well, thank you, Captain. I do my best to live in Sigmar's might.
As we all do. As we all do. Perhaps, do you know the root of these rumors?
Well, the big ones, the ogres. One of them, Nob. I noticed that there's this creature he wears on his back, and it's always looking at me. Not with the eyes of, like, say, Luther or Henry of friendship and admiration, but I smell deceit. I hear it in his words, and then I see him whispering to Nob. I think he might be the source of these vile rumors, this attack on my very soul and person. Also, I never trust the wizard, so it's probably Luther too.
The halfling.
Yes, the subhuman. Yes,
Well,
not very tasty. I mean, yes, not very tall.
I will. Perhaps I will have a conversation with this halfling at some point. But for now, be in Sigmar's good graces, Sir Wolfram, and we will have more in-depth conversations as we journey.
Thank you, I must prep the artillery for travel anyways. So
Exactly.
Thank you, Captain.
We
Thank
are
you.
having a bit of a meeting, as it was, of some of the more faithful individuals. We'll be having one this evening, in fact, right after we make camp, if you would care to join.
Oh, it's a go late into the evening.
A sermon.
Uh,
One of my acolytes has been interested in perhaps transitioning to full priesthood.
of course, I'll
And,
be there.
of course, very
Oh,
well.
yes.
You'll bask in the glory of our Lord
I'll
and
certainly
Savior.
bask in something. Yes, yes.
And
Thank you, Captain.
he steps
I'm
away.
gonna scurry off.
As you scurry away, Henry and our subhuman friend, apparently, as Wolfram calls him, Rory, come around the corner.
Did we run into each other, or are we in the tent now?
You see him. There is no tent. He's kind of out. They're
okay.
outside. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
So
I see
Rory
him.
and Henry
I'm gonna
run
wave
into
as I walk off to the
Yeah.
artillery.
As you're walking
I
off.
want to make
Wolfram,
sure.
it's like,
Hey, hi guys.
see ya.
Well, Captain Emmerich, how fare the penal legionnaires today?
They are disgruntled as usual.
It's all still accounted for. No one's tried to escape yet out into the desert.
No, as far as I can tell, we've lost a few along the way, but nothing unexpected.
Very well, I don't know what would drive a man to run off into this nothingness, sure to die and is lonesome. But anyway, Captain, what brings me here is our friend Nog. I know you're aware of him.
Indeed.
He has grown concern over Wolfram, the man you were just speaking to.
Yes, indeed.
He believes he may have caught in some sort of illness or was just fatigued being out here in the desert. Apparently, Nog has noticed he is looking a little more paler, a little more gaunt, sickly. Seeing how you are probably the most experienced here among us with these types of things, Nog was just curious if you would possibly take a look at him.
I plan on having a personal meeting with Sir Wolfram later this evening. In fact, we were just discussing this. And he looks down towards Rory. Perhaps his affliction is less physical and more an ailment of the soul, as it appears that he has been slandered in some way.
So, well, that I do believe. It is a well-known rumor amongst the camp that anyone who serves under Wolfram seems to not live much long after that, so don't blame the men there. But, very well. I would hate to lose the captain of our ranged cohort, so if you could just take a look at him.
Of course, sir. I will be doing so this evening.
If you find anything, you can report it back to me or Nog.
All right. Rory,
There you go,
nods his
Rory.
head.
It's taken care of.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'll report back to Mr. Nog. His little feet running away.
Subhuman.
Subhuman, apparently. As we all break camp, we are on our way on the next leg of our journey. So, I need somebody to make me a survival check.
No.
I don't care
It's
who
still
it
probably
is.
Luther.
I care not from whence rolls. .13 from Luther.
Oh, that
I'm
was
assuming
great.
It is pretty good. How many degrees of success is that? Luther?
That's survival is intelligence, I believe. Counter survival. So that's 4 levels success.
All right. I will need someone to roll me a D100.
I can do it, or let's not.
Nog is doing it.
Nog's doing it. Cool.
An 89 has been rolled.
86.
Oh, 86, excuse me.
Does he get a plus 10 for having Rory?
No, this is just a straight
Okay.
D100 roll. All right. As you are moving, the caravan is on its way. the next leg of the journey is going relatively uneventful when you come across what appears to be a small caravan of appears to be some kind of traders. They approach your more large, very well-armed caravan and offer you some of their wares. It appears that they are spice and wine traders. And they are coming back from a long travel from somewhere far east, and they have this interesting wine. They refer to it as sake.
Wolfram will always volunteer to try alcohol. Yeah.
If
And
the
I have a terrible
expedition
consume alcohol.
would like to make a trade, they're more than willing to. They are asking for the equivalent of 1 day's worth of supplies for a crate of wine.
Are we pretty good on supplies?
You're relatively well stocked.
Is the morale of the men okay?
I mean,
the morale will be great if they get some wine.
They will be great if they do get a boon.
We will go ahead and get the sake for the men.
All right. An exchange is made for spirits from the Far East. The trader in question kind of nods his head. They actually offer to stay with you guys or ask politely as best they can. Or you can send them on their way. It's up to you.
More the merrier, sir.
I mean, I don't know.
We can always use
how many
more
of them?
bodies,
How
right?
many of them are there?
I mean, it would have to be similar. It'd have to be a decent size to survive the journey.
Okay.
Not as well armed as your caravan, though.
Yeah, they know where we're going, though, right? Like we're going deep into the.
No, they are actually heading to Sudenburg.
Okay.
They're heading in the opposite direction. You guys just happen to cross paths.
We don't have to tell them that, though. We can just bring them along.
Yeah, you guys don't have to say anything.
Cannon fodder, food for ogres.
Well,
they're not going. They're just. This is just for the night.
Yeah, I'm thinking
for the night. Yeah, for the night, that's fine.
Yeah, they're not like traveling with you. Just for the night.
And tribe fans.
You know, companionship with fellow humans out here in the horrible wasteland desert. A gathering, a small celebration almost with the spice merchants. Due to your
question, is it real obvious? Is it obvious these guys are just normal human beings, or is there anything slightly unusual about them? I mean, they're traveling out in the middle of the desert.
That they are.
It's kind of, I don't know. They could be cool. So I'm just
they
can I
look
do?
like
Is
men.
there a check like can I do like a? I'm not good at intuition, but I'll try that or a perception
That would be
check.
the way to do it would be intuition.
All right, let me see if I.
We're on like a known trading route, or are we just like?
This is one of the few paths that kind of cross northward through the desert. If you're going over land, this is one of the only places to you kind of go north and then you go east to a pass through the mountains, which is ogre territory. But yeah, so these are brave souls to say the least. They do have ogre bodyguards.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood. Okay.
Yeah, this is like it's a merchant caravan. It's not as well armed as yours, but they do have protection. They have to. So what'd you get, Wolfram?
I got 2 levels of failure, so it doesn't really matter.
So they look like just regular humans just getting by. But due to your hospitality, a celebration is broken out. More than just the one case is kind of offered up for the occasion. And the night is spent making merry. At this time, Wolfram, while everyone is celebrating, a small gathering is meeting in a private tent off to the side that's been erected. If you would care to join.
I would like to make sure I'm in my cleanest.
Of course.
We're on the road to that. Make sure I have my finest rag
Mhm.
wrapped around a way to make it look like there's an injury and there's no need to question.
Of
So
course.
it looks, yeah, Julie, oh, an arrow went through there. No worries. Oh, wait, no, it's a fucking priest still trying to heal it. You know what? Do I have gloves?
Yeah, you can have
I'd
gloves.
like to wear my gloves. I don't care if it looks weird. I'd like to wear my gloves.
Put
I
gloves
don't
on.
need any attention drawn to my hand. My little
You.
special bag with my bones, and we'll put it there, and let's
Mm-hmm.
go and pretend to be religious to this guy.
Okay. You walk and you push your way into the tent, Wolfram. There are rugs kind of laid out across the sand. They don't have pews, so they are kind of just sitting on rugs, playing. There's a few legionnaires, some of the penal legionnaires in here, as well as about half of the acolytes that are currently watching their charges. One of the acolytes is actually behind what looks like a small pulpit that has been erected and is giving a sermon on the blessings of Sigmar and his divine holy light that will infest your soul and purge you of all guilt and wrongdoing.
I'll take a seat a little bit in front of the penal legionnaires because I'm a captain. But right there, unless
the war priest,
the other captain offers me a seat
Captain
next
Captain
to him.
Freak looks over to you and kind of motions you over to sit by him.
Slap him on the back. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be here.
Wolfram, as you kind of sit down next to the war priest, I need you to make a endurance test.
Okay. Jesus, I fucking passed it. 26. I got three levels of success.
3 levels of success, Wolfram. As the sermon begins to go on, you feel almost like an inching sensation across your skin. You notice that there's like a slight glow about the acolyte as he preaches. And you don't like it. It's discomforting. But you bear through it. You don't show any obvious signs of discomfort during the sermon. And at the end, the light begins to dim. And you've made it through your first sermon, Wolfram.
Fantastic. Of the night? Or just like the first sermon period? Like, is there going to be more this evening? Or when do we have wine
and walks
slap
off
each other in the back?
The war priest claps his hand on your shoulder, Wolfram. Says, it has been a tradition on this road that we each take turns speaking of our devotion and how we came to be in the service of our Lord Sigmar. And as you are a newer member, it is tradition that you should give a speech.
All right, well, I'll go up to the podium.
All right.
And is there anything like
all the acolytes kind of bow towards you?
That's right, they do.
There's nothing that you would, Wolfram, you're not a very religious man. There's nothing.
Not at all.
That you know. There's no like traditions or anything that you know how it's supposed to work.
Cool.
So you just kind of
even better.
Walk up there. What are you gonna do?
Get
Wolfram?
up there, kind of like a little bit like, oh yeah, yeah. See you tonight at the Bronx. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hilton on me. And I'll be like, my story is thank you, Captain, for letting me come here and sharing this blessed moment with you. Such an intimate get together. My tale is dark, but I can see that there was light at the end. Like many real men, was born in Austin, on the cold north of the Empire. Poor, wretched, no father. Uncle raised me. only what I could hunt with my passed down handgun from my father could I feed my 16 sisters. I think I have two sisters actually, but I'll just say 16 for the moment.
Sure.
My sisters. Then I enlisted in the army. The glory to serve in Sigmar's grace and fight and kill and plunder and serve. Fucking up here. Um, it was just such a
it's okay.
joy. I'm so excited just to be here and just thinking of all the death. But we came finally as my journey took me to the Emperor. I ended up on this expedition, and I'm so glad to be here. But just recently, especially, I don't know if you knew, but we've got wizards over there, and you know how they are.
Mm.
And it's just, I've been working with the others of the collective, the main leadership group of you've got Henry the Noble and Nog the Magnificent and Lucian the Brave, but you've got that Luther. And I mean, even just spending time around him, there's times that you feel in his presence, this darkness that have overcome you. Why do you think he casts fire? But it doesn't bring light, it brings smoke and soot. And in my own presence around him, I feel there's times I've stepped up to try to match his level of vitriol and violence, and it's taken it in such dark spots. But recently, though, I don't know, maybe perhaps as the sand has blasted all our way, I saw a comet the other day, and I remembered Sigmar's might and his mercy, and that, Captain, is where I came to you.
Mhm.
I saw a blessing, an omen from the sky to show that I had been led astray by, well, we know who. But fortunately, you have taken my hand and pulled me back into the tent, into
Yes.
the light,
Yes.
where soon we will all be brothers together. I will help us guide us as well.
There's a standing ovation, Wolfram.
Oh, that's damn right there
The
is.
acolytes begin to clap. The war priest comes up to you. Captain Freak places a hand on your shoulder. I've never heard such devotion in quite some time, sir. You are a true child of Sigma. To Wolfram! I kind of...
Wipe a little tear to give that kind of bro hug.
Alright, that is enough
I'm
for tonight,
great.
gentlemen. That is enough for tonight. You can all go have your drinks. We will reconvene tomorrow. Wolfram, if you would stay for a moment.
Of course, Captain.
Everyone else begins to leave. The war priest looks you in the eye, Wolfram, when it's just the two of you. That was moving, my friend. You have quite the story. You have a way with words. You would be a good priest. I believe that some of your companions have concerns. I'm not sure if they were being completely honest with me or not, but have you been feeling well, Wolfram?
No, well, I must be honest. Even though you would think that I would be baked golden tan like young Henry is by the sun, for some reason, just I don't know if it's been because I'm a man of the north. It burns my skin so easily,
Yes.
or maybe it's just that ever boding sense of betrayal right behind me every time I'm around Luther. That I don't know. Perhaps it's something that eats at the soul. But I will say that I do feel weak sometimes, and just, or I must lay down. It might be 10 a.m. and I must lay down for hours before I feel fresh enough to get back up and get into my duties.
Indeed. Go ahead and give me a charm roll, Wolfram.
All right, I don't know if we're gonna have the luck.
You
we
get
had
it.
earlier.
You get another. At this point, you have a plus 30 to this roll. That's
That's eight
a
levels
2.
of success.
8 levels of success from Wolfram.
Yeah.
The war priest.
You mind just give me my miter right now?
He looks at you, Wolfram, and says, "You are a good man, Wolfram. You have goodness within your soul. While the flesh may be weak, the man within is strong. And I believe that perhaps you are sensing something. I have sensed something as well, coming from that Luther as you speak of. The darkness within. I will keep my eyes upon him. For Sigma.
You're wise, Captain. Your wisdom knows no bounds.
Should you find anything concerning, please bring it to my attention.
Of course.
It wouldn't be the first witch I've had to burn.
We'll help you light the fire.
Go enjoy yourself, Wolfram.
Well,
but not too much.
Thank you.
Not too much.
As I leave and I'm outside, I would like to know, were there any legionnaires that might look that are a little drunk? Maybe they're at the edge of the camp. I'm going to be hungry later, bro.
Of course you are.
I just kind of want to make sure. I know how this works. It's instinctual at this point. Just want to make sure if there's any good opportunities.
Things you can do some feasting.
That I can run,
Wolfram?
come back around in a few hours.
Sure.
Okay.
Give me perception test roll, Wolfram.
Okay. That's I'm going to tell you it's going to be really good. It is perception. Was it 3 levels of success?
3 levels of success, Wolfram. Clock a few men on the out that have tents towards the outside of camp that you see are drinking quite heavily at the shindig that's happening right now. You kind of look at them, look them over, Wolfram. Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. Actually, we'll get to it right now because it is a good transition for what's happening. As the night goes on, Wolfram, you see one of them kind of like stumbling, and you cautiously tail them back towards their tent. As you get close, you're not too close. Your instinct's kicking in that you need to wait and see what's going on. You see, as everyone's bedding down for the night, you're kind of like sitting in the dark nearby, looking, perhaps like you're on watch, maybe kind of looking outwards. But
do my eyes glow red?
They do not.
Okay, good.
But as you're glancing towards, and you do actually have like dark vision at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have night vision or whatever.
So you kind of look towards the tent, and you see movement. You watch as another Legionnaire ducks into the same tent as the man stumbles in.
So can I hear anything, or is anything obvious? Or it sounds like I might need to get a little bit closer.
From the outside, you can't hear much. You'd have to get closer.
Oh yeah, I'll get a little bit closer.
You begin to creep closer, and that's when you hear almost like somebody struggling, muffled.
Okay, does it sound like, let me see, consensual struggling or non-consensual struggling?
You'd have to take a look to see, Wolfram.
I'm that kind of guy. I have no qualms, so I'm going to take a little. Maybe I can peek through the tent a little bit, or unless I have to go in, then I'll actually kind of creep in a little bit.
You use your left hand, grab a hold of the tent flap, and slowly peel it back. As you do within, you see one man holding another man down, his hand over his mouth as he plunges a dagger through his throat. And that's where we're going to take our first break.